And we will go back to green flag racing. The pace car making its way back onto pit road. It's been Joey Logano out in front of this field the majority of the laps. Matt Carter will restart second. We'll see if he's got anything for Joey on the restart.
All clear.
Justin Allgaier is not coming up to speed at all. He actually, I think he knew it was going to happen because he pulled over into the middle and allowed that right-hand lane to go by him. You see, but now he's getting back up to speed. He may have a transmission issue with that 16 car.
Michael Annett with fresh tires is working his way up past the 60 of Patrick Sheltra.
Matt Carter will give chase to the 25 of Joey Logano. There's Michael Annett, that yellow and red Toyota on the inside, the Pilot Travel Centers.
That's what fresher tires will do for you.
Oh, they're great. As Hank Parker Jr. would say, for Mr. Feelgoods.
And Michael Annett's got him right now. So he's trying to work his way up and catch the two cars in front of him that don't have as fresh of tires as he does. Joey Logano and that 46 of Matt Carter have pulled away from him, but he'll begin to reel them in, clicking off faster lap times.
There's Jeremy Clements, that 3 car on the inside. There's the 75 of Clay Rogers. We talked about him a few moments ago. Justin Allgaier, the 16, back up to speed now. That white car just stuck into the inside is Ricky Stenhouse. Remember, he's one of the cars that stayed out on the racetrack, did not put tires on when he had the opportunity.
Justin Allgaier in the number 16 now back up to speed. Take a look at what happened here a lap ago.
That's the 99 of Ricky Stenhouse in the middle, the 75 Clay Rogers on the outside, the 3 of Jeremy Clements on the inside. And that's how you can race at Rockingham.
3 wide, and the slow car is in the middle. Reminds me of Talladega. Well, maybe not.
It's a whole lot different than
Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in that number 99, still trying to work his way back toward the front in the 7th spot now. He's been all the way back to 18th. But working his way back up into the top 5. You saw a little smoke, a little tire rub, it looked like
off the 44 Frank Kimmel.
Yeah.
Maybe a little left front tire rub. Jeremy Clements, the 3 car right there, continues to run in the 6th spot. There's Matt Hawkins going to drive behind the inside in that 39 car.
Behind Matt Hawkins is at 99, Stenhouse Jr. So trying to hold on to his position now. See him on the bottom of the racetrack, owned by Austin Dillon, trying to get by him.
Yeah, trying to get by Austin. May have been a little contact there for a moment. There's Kenny Schrader at the back, right behind Ricky Stenhouse. We know Kenny has fresh tires in that 52 Four Winds Motorhomes Dodge.
Saw Scott Speed back on the racetrack in his number 2. After they've done a lot of work on that race car, but putting back out on the track.
There's Kenny Schrader right there. Riding right up behind Austin Dillon, the 31 car. Kenny Bean shown, as you can see, in the 9th position.
Ken Schrader back up into the top 10. I want to take a look back at that restart when there was problems with the 16 of Justin Allgaier, and you had pointed it out during the start. Take a look, he's restarting in the 3rd spot, but realizes something is wrong, so he pulls to the middle, allows these cars to go by him on the outside.
It looks like he may have lost 2nd and 3rd gear or something like that in his transmission, so he had to restart this race possibly in 4th gear, but he knew that, and instead of causing an accident, he pulled over and allowed that right side line to go by. Wendy, what's going on with that 16 car?
Well, Phil, there's 2 things wrong with Justin Allgaier, and you guessed one of them. He did lose 2nd and 3rd gear, so that's why he was slow on the restart. But here's something else that's going on with Justin Allgaier. He has pulled the muscle in his right arm, and I looked at them and said, how in the world did he do that? He said he's wheeling the car so hard. He has pulled the muscle. He has a lot of pain in his arm right now. Now, he did tell me before the race he was really concerned about being mentally on his game here. He said it's such a physically challenging racetrack. Justin Allgaier is a very small guy, but he's a tough driver on the racetrack right now.
And he's got something out for us too, Phil. He said that he doesn't win when we're around.
Yeah, that's just wrong.
It is wrong. I mean, he can win at any racetrack. He's got the abilities. He won earlier this year when we weren't actually broadcasting the race, but it was at Salem. But then the very next week he said, I think it might be you guys.
Yeah, he finished second the very next week, and he finished second in Daytona, which we had on speed. Exactly. So I don't know why he can blame us like that.
He was very, very strong. But again, right now fighting difficult issues with that 16. Both the second and third gear he's lost, and he's got a sore right arm. So a difficult day for Justin Allgaier.
But he continues to run up in the top 10 right now. So still having a good day. It may be challenging, but he's still having a good day. Justin moves up to the top of the racetrack. He's another one of the guys that had to change engines after practice. Just didn't feel like the engine was performing, and they changed engines, and the first time on the racetrack with a fresh engine was qualifying, and obviously found out there were no problems at all. So good move by them.
A little bit of a modified here for Scott Speed at number 2. Get involved in the accident on lap 11 to start off this race. A lot of damage to the right front. So you can see it, that car out there on the racetrack without the hood or the front bumper section.
All part of the learning experience, trying to make the transition from open wheel cars. Ran F1 last year and make a move to stock cars. And meanwhile, there's a 17-year-old right here, Joey Logano, that has dominated this race. He's got about a 1-second lead right now over the 46 car of Matt Carter. That's the green and white car. Michael Annett is looking to the inside of Matt Carter, trying to take over the second spot.
Take a look at this car. What a feel-good story for this team here in the 05. Jeff Boyer driving this, and he's a instructor for one
Buck Baker.
The Buck Baker racing school.
Yeah, the lead instructor. School. And they had an engine problem here. Yeah. Actually expired an engine while they were qualifying, but ran fast enough to get in the field. And they were just so complimentary. All the other race teams pitched in and helped, and they end up, his car owner ended up getting him another motor, and they worked very diligently to put that motor in, and here he is on the racetrack. He was involved in that incident over there coming off of turn number 2, so he's being relegated back in the 40th spot right now, but nonetheless, so excited to be here.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and all the crew members all volunteering their time and really working extremely hard just to get that race car on the track. So they were very excited that they were able to make this field.
Yeah, sure was. That's an ex-Tony Stewart car.
Yeah, that's right. They had pictures of that. When they went to pick that up, they had pictures of what it looked like when Tony Stewart was driving it.
Michael Annett has taken over the second position. Now he has closed to within 1 second of our leader, Joey Logano. Matt Hawkins runs third. Matt Carter now is back to the 4th spot. Kenny Schrader's 5th.
And Joey Logano with about a second lead over Michael Annett. Michael Annett has fresher tires than Joey Logano does, so we would expect that lead to start to shrink.
It's shrinking because that's Michael Annett right there. They are coming.
I believe it has shrunk, as a matter of fact. Michael Annett reeling in Joey Logano. So very close to a pass for the lead here. We're about to see if we continue under green flag conditions.
He is all over. Michael Annett right now is on the rear bumper of Joey Logano.
All lined up on the top side.
Joey Logano stays up high. Here comes Michael Annett. Pass for the lead at Rockingham.
39's with him. Inside.
This is where he has to be extremely patient. Just drive his race. I know they've told him those guys have fresher tires. Don't worry about them.
Inside.
That's about the first time anyone has actually passed Joey Logano on the racetrack. Now, Joey Logano lost the lead when he came onto pit road and a few cars stayed on the racetrack, but that's the first time we've seen somebody actually go by him on a racetrack.
Matt Hawkins, the 39 car, now going to take the second spot from Joey Logano.
Actually, a guy who was running very well in the top 5 earlier, I believe got into the wall just a bit. Matt Carter, we'll take a look at this. Running up high.
Yeah, running up high, just lost the front end a little bit, had to chase it up the hill. Very slight contact. It cost him a spot. Kenny Schrader now has gotten by him to take over the 4th position. There's Justin Allgaier now trying to take over that 5th spot.
Allgaier looking to the inside. Bill Basham in the 34, just inside of him, slower lap traffic.
Comes Clay Rogers, that 75 car out of Bob Shack Stables.
Closing in on the halfway point of this race. Lap 156 will be the halfway point. We look back from Matt Carter's on board.
This is when Matt Carter now is squealing for tires.
I need tires. Well, Joey Logano is probably making a little bit of noise as well. In that same situation in needing tires. Again, starting this race, ARCA limiting the teams to 6 sets of tires, 5 in the pits and the 1 set that's on the car. So a lot of guys have been using pit strategy, maybe not putting on a fresh set of tires and only coming in for an adjustment, fuel. But now it looks like you might need to divvying out some of those sets of tires.
Yeah, these drivers are wanting them extremely hard, but good battle for the lead here. Michael Annette, the 28 car, the Pilot Travel Center Toyota, and there's Matt Hawkins, a winner earlier this year at Iowa, running in the 2nd spot.
Matt Hawkins closing the gap now between he and Michael Annette. Michael Annette now in front of the field. They have pushed Joey Logano back to the 3rd spot. Ken Schrader still comfortably in 4th. Justin Allgaier rounding out our top 5. Welcome back. Caution number 9 has come out on the racetrack here from Rockingham Speedway, and we're expecting some of our lead lap cars to make their way onto pit road. Sure enough, Joey Logano and Ken Schrader both making their way onto pit road, so they will have a fresh set of tires put on their race cars. Let's go down to Jim Trado.
And Matt Carter's coming on pit road. His father and crew chief Travis has the stop sign. Travis broke 5 minutes down the road in a house just up the hill, so this is a special race for them. Matt has yet to race here, but what a run he's had. The car's been tight all day. They're actually going 1 round up and trying to get the car a bit tighter, or excuse me, a little looser for him in the 4-6. Let's go down to Wendy.
Joey Logano was going to have to make a green flag pit stop. 100 laps on these tires. We're going to take a look at them when they come back over pit wall. And excellent timing on that caution because it was awfully hairy here in the 25 pit. Billy Venturini was going to have to make a green flag stop, but the caution came out just in the right amount of time. I'm taking a look at the tires, and I will get back to you to see what that tire wear looked like. 100 laps is the same thing Michael Annette did earlier in this race.
It worked for Michael Annette.
Sure did. Wendy, let's find out also how many green flag laps on those tires as well.
Yeah, Joey Logano has obviously been setting the pace here at Rockingham today. Now we need to find out what that has been as far as a factor on his tires. How much wear he has on those 4 Hoosiers that just came off of that racetrack. Let's take a look at why we are under this most recent caution.
That's the 20 of Justin Laughlin and the 32 of Dominic Casola. Dominic was running in the 13th spot on the lead lap. We saw Justin Laughlin have that incident. There's the 0-5 also. Jeff Boyer getting involved there at the tail end of it.
Another look as they got up into the wall. 20 and the 32. Then we'll slide down the racetrack and we'll see the 0-5 slide by after they get onto the apron.
And these banks are self-cleaning. See the 0-5, he just gets to the instant, locks it up, it looks like, and the rear brakes just lock it for a moment. That turns him sideways.
And we were talking about Michael Annette and such a strong race car. Well, he actually was passed before that caution came out. The 39 of Matt Hawkins was able to take over the lead, and Michael Annette was relegated back to the 2nd spot. Moving up to 3rd, the 10 of Chad McCumbee. We haven't mentioned his name very much earlier, but I'm guessing we'll mention his name quite a bit when we come back to Rockingham Speedway. Chad McCumbee now in the 3rd spot. Matt Hawkins leads the field here in the Carolina 500.